Hello, Internet. Let me begin by saying that I have not read any of the novels by James Patterson, nor have I seen any of the previous movies starring Morgan Freeman. I'm flying into this completely blind here. So bear with me, and let's get started with this next episode of Romney's Reviews. Now, while I'm not familiar with any of the Alex Cross mythos or any of the works from James Patterson, aside from brief little things I've seen at Barnes & Noble, I am a bit of a fan of crime dramas, especially crime dramas where they weave the psychological profile of the killer into the narrative. And not like the stupid slasher film remakes where they go into like the childhood background of the killer, but where in the actual act of trying to analyze the killer's mind is actually part of the story. That's why I watch stuff like Criminal Minds, for example. It does the same exact thing. So when I saw the trailer for this film, I was pretty excited based on what I was seeing in the trailer. And, well, I essentially got what I was expecting. A nice, decent crime drama with psychological profiling as a key part of the narrative, as well as having pretty fully developed characters. However, there are a few flaws to this film. Now, best way to describe the story of this film, again, it's a typical crime drama. Although some of the stuff is kind of like, okay, we've seen that before, it's still pretty well done enough to actually make it unique. And again, I'm not that familiar with James Patterson's writing style or how he does things, so again, it may just be something with his style, but that's what it felt like. Your typical crime drama that still kind of keeps you engaged in the same reason that most of those crime drama television shows keep you engaged. The major flaw with this movie, though, I don't know what it is about films nowadays where in the third act there's always some sort of screw up in the third act for some reason nowadays. And it's during the whole climactic battle scene between Alex Cross and the killer. Best way to describe it, you get the annoying shaky cam like this, which is just like, oh, it's super exciting because we can barely see what's going on. And then it's spliced in with shots that look like really well-framed shots of a fight scene that are supposed to be steady. And then there are these shots that are also slow, but still slightly shaky, but you can tell that the actors are moving a lot slower than we're supposed to believe. Like, you can tell that it's just like, okay, they're going slow so they don't actually hurt each other while recording, and it really breaks the illusion. And I mean, if they picked one or the other, it would have been fine. Problem is the way it was cut together, there was just no consistency with the style. I mean, it was pretty difficult, and also it even crossed the 180-degree line a couple of times, unintentionally. But I may have been misconstruing it. Problem is that I couldn't see half of the stuff because it was so flippin' shaky. And on top of that, just during that thing, you could even tell of certain spots that it was supposed to be, like, you could tell with certain shots that the stuff was added into the shot with a computer. It's just like, it's kind of the stuff where it looks realistic, but it's like missing that final thing that makes it realistic, that you can tell that it's fake. And so that's only the real major drawback of the film, is just that scene and just that editing, and just that scene towards the end of the film is just a mess, which is really disappointing because everything else in the film is actually really good. It's well shot, it's well written, it's well paced. It's well edited for the most part. Basically, everything about the film is actually really, really good. It's just that one scene just almost kills the whole experience. So yeah, overall, it's a good film. It's very entertaining. If you're a fan of crime dramas like television crime shows, you'll probably enjoy it. So on my personal scale, I'm giving Alex Cross a 4 out of 5. Like I keep reiterating, that one scene, if they just fixed that one scene, it would have been perfect. It really would have, because everything else is so good. So yeah, it's disappointing. So that's it for this week's episode of Romney's Reviews. As for next week, given that it's October and there's not a lot of time left in October, I figured I may as well review one horror film during this month. Well, aside from a certain other video series that I'm working on, but, well, I'll discuss that later after the credits. So, yeah, next week I'm going to be reviewing Silent Hill Revelations. See you then. For once, the post-credits thing isn't used for useless filler. So anyway, I know I said I would have the Frankenstein video ready on Wednesday. It is coming. It's just taking a lot longer to edit than I thought it would. Not to mention that I've also got the Dracula that I'm working on. So By Saturday evening at the latest, I will have the Frankenstein video up on YouTube, and the Dracula one I will have up the following Wednesday. I promise you that. I'm just trying to get my crap together. I'm a busy college student. I'm a full-time college student. Just bear with me, please. I've been going completely crazy, man. Completely crazy.